He's missed you, is missing you, going to miss you, but just doing what? Hiding it, and hiding it pretty well. So the first thing is that you have to understand, just because you don't see her pop up, just because she's not blowing up your phone or saying, hey, I want to talk to you and breaking no contact, it does not mean that there's not things happening outside of that. So that means like when she's at home, especially the lonely nights when you're just like, oh, I want to talk to him. It's been a while. I miss my boo. I miss my baby. That happens. And then with girls, maybe you guys don't know, but let me just put you on to this. When it comes to girls and their friends, especially the single friends that are not going to be on the phone with their man or booed up and all of that, and they got the time for their other friend, they're going to be talking to each other. Now, yeah, it's going to be support. Yeah, it's going to be them being there for each other, but that friend is going to be there to comfort her. Now, the truth of it is that she's going to be thinking about you, missing you, wanting you back, all these types of different emotions, different types of feelings. Sometimes it'll be stronger than one another. Sometimes it'll be so much as she wants you or misses you that she has to run and call her friend. What should she do? Or comfort her. Right? Sometimes like she's on the verge of the breaking point and ready to do it and risk it all, right? But that's not what she wants to do, but she's really ready to. Girls are not really going to take the actions. Females are very much indirect. And from afar, you're going to notice, right? And I mean, literally, you have to, because it's not face to face normally. It's not direct where it's like, oh, let me call him and let him know. It's, oh, well, hey, I'll text them, not a phone call, because the thing that gets you closer to each other is going to cause her to have to put her vulnerability down, like lower it pretty much, right? And if you have other comments or you feel like this is relatable, you're going through this, let me know in the comment section. It definitely helps out other fellas. And I got a quick question for y'all. Do you feel like these signs are so hard to actually notice or not? Just say yes, they are, or no, they're not. If they are actually hard to notice, let me tell you another one right now. Another huge sign and something that'll tell you that she's missing you is random pop-ups.
Ignoring, or if there's other stuff that you have going on, it could be about anything self-improvement, back to dating. Consultations are available for that. Book your consultation. Let's get on the line and talk about what's going on with you. Click that link.
So a girl will increase what she does. So look at it this way. If she doesn't randomly pop up because she's already in your life or she already watches your story, like there's certain stuff that she hasn't already cut off, she's just going to increase slightly, because females cannot do the big jump, right? And it's so wild because like, you think when they have all these emotions or they care so much about you, how are they holding back? As I said, there's other resources out there. There's other support. There's other people that could make them, other men too. That's another topic, right? Comment your part 2s. If you want a part 2, let me know right now. I'll definitely drop it ASAP. And of course, other videos that you want to see. But let's just throw it in since we're on the topic. Other guys, right? There's other men. We know females can get guys at least way easier than you guys can get women. So if that's going to be somebody that she has on the side to keep her occupied, rebounds, exes, what else? Friend zones that are turning into, well, let me take out the friend zone for a quick second, leading on to friends with benefits, or just somebody that she feels like you could be a companion, or you could be somebody that I could keep around. Or let's just talk about attention. If there's somebody that's giving her attention, whoever it is, if it's going to be her best friend saying, girl, you don't got to worry about him, or keep going, that's going to be support again. But also, the truth will still hit hard. Now, I love to talk about how at some point things do go downhill because it's a front. If y'all make it easier and step in and be like, well, you know what? I seen her watch my story. She hasn't did that in like 3 days, or she hasn't ever did that. And you're like, okay, well, maybe this is my cue to go ahead and message her. The missing you is out the picture. You think she's going to be missing you at that point? No. Now you're going to notice that she's either going to pull back all the way, or she's going to actually try to like weigh out the situation and be like, what do I not got to do? What do I got to be careful with? Now, let me also mention this. If you go ahead and see that she's making you feel like, well, hey, I don't got the time of the day for you, or she's making you feel like, well, don't think this way, like if she's making subliminals or something, so, because directness is not going to happen, right? Then you don't have to do nothing. That's just going to naturally increase her missing you, because attention is going to make her feel like you're there. There's no space that's in between that's going to lead her to believe that there's nothing going on, meaning that your feelings, it's going to show that it's still there. It's going to be like, oh, he got those feelings. Now, let me also mention this. If it's going to be that you guys don't have communication because you don't do social media, or if you don't have mutual friends, you don't live in the same city, same town, another way is just knowing that she's watching and counting down. Let's put it like that. Because what's happening is that, like, after days go on, she has to look at it and be like, oh, well, you know, this is longer than I expected. And then when those feelings increase and intensify, because this starts going up and down, it starts becoming overwhelming, it starts making her feel like, well, I just don't know what to do without him. And this is serious, right? So now it's just like those guys are going to become either boring, a waste of time, they're not you, what is next? Again, I'll bring those videos about like guys and who else you got to be worried about, or what's going to happen, or why you shouldn't worry, all of that, and other men and roster, so on, etc., right? But let's just get back onto how when she's missing you, if it intensifies to the extent of she has to actually show you, this is where you might just catch her being direct. So liking a comment that you might have commented on her picture, don't do that, you guys. But it could be that, it could be text messages that you have. And you know what, something that happens, and this is going to be another topic for another video, but to throw it in, is that she's going to try to play it off like nothing happened, right? Like, you guys weren't just not talking, right? And I don't want to go on to this part, but I'll save it for our next video because it's a different topic on how like females will be like, well, if I just act like nothing really happened, or if I just come back around and do this, we're good. I don't have to take accountability. Now, again, that's a different topic, but we know that females have a harder time to acknowledge that you're wrong. And then if it's gonna be easier ways of doing less work, as we know, breadcrumbing, if it's gonna be that and you step in, the missing you goes. And I didn't mention this in the beginning, but sometimes you've ruined it so bad that she can't get back to missing you. This is why it's so important to not slip up. Do not slip up. Meaning that if you're tempted, say, no, I'm not going to do it. Same way a female is going to be like, well, I'm about to call him tonight. Or she's having like a specific night, like she's lit. She's just, you know, accidentally calling you, hanging up. Don't fall for it, right? The most you could do if she reaches out because you see her number there and you don't know if she accidentally did it or not, you could always just say you called with a text message. Do not be the guy that's like, oh, let me call her back. You know what females end up doing at that point too? They're like, oh, he called me back? I knew that. Especially if it's like the next day and she kind of just said whatever. So I say that to say, you got to still wait until like 2-3 days later. You got to wait until like a whole week later. The guys that just be like, why is she even calling me? She could text me. They won't even say nothing. You want to be like that. So she starts saying he didn't answer the phone. Oh, I thought he was going to answer, call back right away. Oh, he doesn't even feel like saying nothing to me. Because those emotions, y'all should know this. It becomes overwhelming. Females are emotional, yes, by nature, but you have to understand, like, it's not just being said. It's maybe if you didn't experience it with her, you never seen it happening with her, you just don't know how true it could be, but it's still in women. Same way some females just feel like, well, I'm not really that feminine because, you know, he hasn't brought that out of me. Like, to a degree, it's an excuse. Not to say that you guys are doing all that you should be doing. No, there's a lot of guys out there that are weaker than the female that they're dealing with, right? So it still means that you got to be a man. You still got to be masculine, of course. But I say that to say, like, you got to understand you bring it out of her. So if you bring that energy, you make her feel that way, yeah, she got to do her part, or yeah, she could present herself like this already, but also understand that don't like change yourself. Don't compromise to the extent of like, you're not even a man. In general, like to the point of like, your ways of moving, how you're supposed to be, you're acting out of character, right? And then as I was already mentioning, already make sure that you're showing up the way that you need to. Now, it means that if you slip up too, don't think so much of like, I can't. How am I going to make up for it? Don't think about that. Just think about like, okay, you know what? Let me get my space. Let me just make her miss me. And then when she sends those basic signs or the indirectness or direct after a while, then you know what? Let me make her wait a little bit longer, right? So it's really figuring out your situation, knowing what you gotta do, right? And then I want to just lastly say is that when you notice that she starts being emotional or she's getting all worked up, sometimes it's not all that you want to be really dealing with. That's a different topic too, but it's like sometimes when females really get to the attachments and really about you, you see a whole another side you either never expected, never experienced, or didn't just simply see coming. Now, if y'all y'all want more insight, if you want to hear about the things that I've never spoken about on my channel, especially my personal story, you definitely can go ahead and do that by clicking my link down below. I have books available, and I do have bundle deals, so you can get all 3 for a deal. And that also means that you're going to get different insights that you'll never get on YouTube. And also I explain the different sides of a sigma male, alpha male, how it worked out, the great characteristics. And if you just feel like overall the dating game is getting harder, or you just want to be up on more game, check the links down below to go ahead and get all those exclusive other content. They're all there for you. Make sure you do go ahead and click it. That's it for this video. Bye, y'all. Sleep affirmations so you could become that powerful man, and it is recorded in my voice, and I give you the strongest affirmations to overall become that man and subconsciously become powerful. So let's get into these books. Get attract woman you want and get her to miss you, along with secrets to winning her over, and it tells you about cold approaching. It tells you my personal stories, and if you're trying to up your game in the dating game, these books are going to be perfect for that, and you could get it all in a bundle deal. Make sure you click the link down below.